Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to FPL of the Day. I am Jay London, and in this video, we are talking about the Game Week 7 Ultimate Wildcard. We're literally just going to skip Game Week 6. We're going to forget about that. I think the average score for Game Week 6 was something like 43 points. So if you did have a bad game week, don't worry, you are not alone. If you had a good one, well done, congratulations. You have caught up with the rest of the pack. We're going to push that to a side and we're going to talk about the ultimate wildcard for Game Week 7. It's making me a little bit jealous because already I'm going to let you know I've used my wildcard, so I'm getting a little bit of FOMO, but I'm here to help you guys. So before we dive in, let's do what we always do and do what we always ask you to do, and please subscribe. We're trying to hit the ranks. We're trying to climb up and get to 250 subscribers. So if you do enjoy the content, please do that. Give it a little like and let's dive in. Game Week 7, this is the ultimate wild card draft. So before we start revealing players, we need to take a few things into consideration, like Chelsea. Their defense is absolutely ridiculous right now. What have they conceded? Like 2 goals or something like that the whole season. So we're definitely going to be wanting to jump on a whole heap of Chelsea defenders. And their fixture run is something that I'm going to be mentioning a lot throughout the video. Southampton, Brentford, Norwich, Newcastle, Burnley. Chelsea players are a must if you are wildcarding in Game Week 7. If you're not wildcarding in Game Week 7, they're a must anyway. So we're going to talk about how we can get in as many Chelsea players as possible, or just as many premium players that are going to do a good job for us. Man City also have not conceded a lot of goals, and it looks like some of their defenders that have been playing regularly are quite nailed. So they've got Liverpool next in Game Week 7, but after that, Burnley, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Man United, Everton. Man City can keep clean sheets against everybody. So we're going to be taking that into consideration, and we're also going to be talking about 3 premium players like you've seen in the title. As the title suggests, we're going to try and get in Lukaku, Ronaldo and Salah. Let's start with the goalkeeper. So Sanchez has been pretty stuck in my team. He's been there from week 1. Even when I did use my wildcard, he stayed. He managed to keep his place. But there is another man who is the same price, who is playing for a team that is arguably better than Brighton. Sorry, Brighton fans. I know that you're smashing in the league right now, but I'm going on history, yeah. I'm talking about Ramsdale. And now that Arsenal are completely out of the mud, kind of, they had a really good performance, obviously, against Tottenham in a North London derby. It looks like their players are finally stepping up and they're going to be getting some results. So Ramsdale looks like a good pick with the likes of Brighton, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Leicester and Watford coming up. There could be some good clean sheets there. And then when we move on to defence, you'll see why I've gone for Ramsdale over Sanchez, because Duffy, he's in there, so he covers that Brighton defence, yeah? 4.3 mil, he seems like a pretty certain bet. We're keeping him in there. Marcel is a person that I've spoken about in my previous videos simply because of Wolves' fixtures. Newcastle, Villa, Leeds are the next ones. They then go on to play Everton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Norwich. So, yeah, there is a good chance that Wolves can continue some clean sheets. And Marcel looks like he's pretty nailed, and he's very attacking as well. And you know that we love attacking defenders right here on FPL of the Day. Williams is just a 4.0 defender that we just need to be able to fund the rest of the team. So that could be anyone. So he's just going to stay there for now. But in all fairness to him, Norwich's fixtures aren't too bad either. I mean, they've got Burnley next, then Brighton. But yeah, he's really just a placeholder, because these next 2 are the guys that are going to be playing week in, week out. João Cancelo and Alonso. So like I said at the start of the video, 2 teams in the Premier League that you can pretty much bet your house are going to keep a clean sheet. Maybe not your house, but there's a really good chance that these 2 are the guys to go for when we're talking about clean sheets, right? Alonso has managed to start pretty much every game. Let me just double check I'm telling you the right information. Yeah, he's played 90 minutes in every game other than Crystal Palace, but then even in that game, he got 15 points. So he looks like he's nailed. You know what? The luck is you put him in your team and then he'll come out. But at the moment, there is no reason for this guy to be dropped. We knew how good he was at attacking. We knew how many managers have come into the team and then they've really rated Alonso and he's got his place back. So his price keeps going up, and it makes complete sense why. He's now 5.9, but if I'm wildcarding, this is a guy that I want in my team. There's also Azpilicueta, there's Rudiger as well, who's a little bit cheaper. So if you can't manage to stretch to Alonso, maybe Rudiger is the person to go with. But like I always say, we love attacking defenders that manage to keep clean sheets. So Alonso, no brainer. Similar story with Cancelo. Not a lot of people have realised, but this guy has played every minute of the Premier League so far. He's played every single game, 90 minutes without fail. Looking at his previous scores, 2 in the first game, which wasn't too great, but then 6, 6, 12, 6 and 12 again. He's a player that I really, really want in my team. I might even take a hit when you see me do my team reveal on the weekend. If you are wildcarding, Cancelo is a person that you're going to be really excited about to get in your team. All right, so that's what the defense is looking like. Let's move on to midfield. Going to start with Brownhill, chuck him in there. 4.4. Again, he's a placeholder. He's a person that is going to allow us to fund the rest of this midfield and the up front and the attack and really go for the points, all right? High ceilings. So he seems to be a person that's playing the most. 4.4, 4.5 midfielders. He's played pretty much 90 minutes. Other than the first game, he's played 90 minutes every game. And he's gone down to 4.4 mil now. So he just seems like a person that is just the best choice because he's going to get some games. And if you do need to rely on someone to just come off the bench and even just get you a couple of points, he seems like the guy to do that. But mainly, he allows us to get in the main man right here in midfield, Mo Salah. I can't talk about Salah enough. He just keeps on getting points, and this is what he does year in, year out. He's played every single minute. In the first game, he got 17 points, really punishing anyone that didn't go with him. He's then gone on to get points like 10 points in a game, 12 points in a game, 7 in the last one as well. So Salah is a person that is going nowhere. He is staying firmly in my wildcard drafts until he gets injured or he just goes on a really bad run and the fixtures look bad for Liverpool. But as long as that stays as it is, Salah stays in the team. Next up is Rafinha, a guy that I had right from the start of the season. I took him out because he wasn't doing too well and I wanted to get in Jota and I wanted to get in Ferran Torres, and then he punished me because he's been getting points. He's been flagged for like the last 3 games, but he keeps on playing. So I don't quite know what's going on there, but let's just assume that he's going to be fit. And if he is, Rafinha is a person that we want to be going with simply because of Leeds' fixtures and because of how good Rafinha actually is. Watford, Southampton, Wolves, Norwich, Leicester. Those are the next games that Leeds are going into. And if anybody is going to be getting points, it's going to be Rafinha, like he has shown throughout the whole of the season and throughout the last few games that he's not been in my team. Annoying, but there we go. So Rafinha is the next person that is going to be in the midfield. Moving on to the next 2, which I'll talk about together. Believe it or not, is 2 Arsenal players. Now, some of you, if you're not Arsenal fans, are going to be thinking, Jay, what are you talking about? What are you doing? Why have you gone for 2 Arsenal midfielders? But it was only a matter of time. Let me explain. That Saka and Smith Rowe came into some form. And I think it's really, really important to jump on these players very, very early while their price is low and they're going to be getting points. Saka is always going to be a player that we know can get loads of points. Smith Rowe looks like he's going to be the person to be keeping his place in the team. The first 3 games he played 90 minutes. Didn't play too many against Norwich, but then it started picking up again. So he's really proved himself in that last fixture against Tottenham. And then the 2 main factors here are price and fixtures. Saka, 6.2 mil at the moment, absolute bargain. And Smith Rowe, 5.3 at the moment. Absolute bargain. Then we look at the fixtures, we take that into consideration and we see that they've got Brighton, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Leicester, Watford, and then it gets a little bit tricky with Liverpool, but then it goes back to Newcastle and then it's like up and down. So for the next sort of 5 to 6 fixtures, you can really see both of these guys getting some points. Even if it's not goals, it could be assists, it could be that extra bonus point for a clean sheet, it could be bonus points for just the performances. Like Saka and Smith Rowe were both amazing against Tottenham, and I think this could now be the time that they're going to go on a little bit of a run, because Arsenal was never going to get relegated. They've managed to come out of the mud now, so now they're under a little bit of form and they're in a little bit of form and they've got a bit of momentum. I think it's a great idea to jump onto these players. Plus, if you get annoyed with them, you can always swap them out later, because there's loads of players around the 6 million mark and there's loads of players around the 5.3 million mark that you might be able to put in your team, like Gray or Membrano and things like that. So yeah, for the next fixture, who knows what could happen with Saka and Smith Rowe there. So, and you don't even have to play both of them, because once we get onto the front line, you'll see exactly what is going down here. Let's start with the man who has not disappointed the whole season, Mikel Antonio. Now this is a tricky one, because he's currently 7.7 mil, obviously depending on whether you've had him from the start or not, but he's still pretty much the top scorer in FPL. He's not disappointing. He just keeps on getting the points, 11, 16, 11, then he got sent off, then he came back and he got 8 points. So he's currently sitting on 47 points, which is just massive. But then you look at West Ham's fixtures and they're not that kind. So Brentford next, which is a game that we want him for. Everton away could be a little bit tricky. Tottenham's in there, Liverpool's in there, Man City's in there in game week 13. So you could make an argument to get rid of Antonio and get in someone like Jimenez because of those Wolves fixtures. But yeah, I just cannot just go without Antonio right now. So he's a player that I would 100% have in my wildcard draft. And then you saw the thumbnail. You've seen the title of the video. You know that the next guys either side of him are going to be Romelu Lukaku and Cristiano Ronaldo. This is what excites me. So there's a lot of chat about having free premiums and it not being worth it because you can only captain one player every single week, and blah, 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 blah. But I can't go the next few games without having Cristiano Ronaldo in my team. And now that I haven't got players like Greenwood or Fernandes in this draft, going without any Man United players scare me because they score so many goals. Probably going to be on penalties now that Bruno just blasted it over the bar in the last game week. Really excites me having him and Lukaku for those Chelsea fixtures that we spoke about at the start of the video. Look at them. Southampton, Brentford, Norwich, Newcastle, Burnley. Lukaku has to be in your team. So even if you can't get them both in, Lukaku would be the person that I go for out of the two. But to have both of them and Salah, then you've got players like Cancelo and Alonso in defence. Marcel with those fixtures. Rafinha's in there as well. And then you've got those Arsenal players that look to be turning up a little bit now. And the main man, Mikel Antonio. This is a wildcard draft I'm very, very jealous about. Obviously, there's a few things that you can do. There's a few players that you can move around. Rafinha, you could maybe downgrade to like a Harrison or a James. Gray, you've got Sarr as well, who's doing really, really well at the moment. But as it stands, this team looks strong. And even players like Williams, who could come in as backup, and Brownhill, who could come in as backup. But there's enough room there to move things around. You've covered your Brighton defence with Duffy as well, as long as he keeps his players. And then you've got your attacking defenders as well. So, yeah, it does worry me a little bit to go without Trent. But to have Cancelo and Alonso in there, that's really, really, really nice. Look at the forward lineup. Just look at the forward lineup. Lukaku, Antonio, Ronaldo, Salah's in there. Rafinha's in there as well. So, if I was making a wildcard draft and I was using my wildcard this weekend, this would be the team that I would go for. I'm very, very jealous that I don't have it at the moment. Why did I use it so early? So there we go. That's it. That is the ultimate wild card draft for game week 7 with your free premium players. You've got Lukaku in there. You've got Ronaldo in there. You've got Mo Salah in there. You could even up it to 5 premium players because we've got Alonso and Cancelo in there as well. And Saka, who knows, maybe he could become a premium player or a premium pick very, very soon. So let me know down in the comments below. Are you using your wild card? Has this video helped? Is this something that you're going to be doing and taking into consideration? Have I gone absolutely nuts? Let me know down in the comments below. Please leave a like. And as I always ask, if you enjoyed the content, you enjoyed this video, and you're discovering this page for the first time, please do subscribe. I need all the help that I can get to climb up the ranks. Hopefully this video helps. I'm going to try and do another one before game week 7 starts and do a team reveal. And yeah, good luck. And I'll see you on the next one, all right?